Alright, this is day 2 of the assembly project on this 1971 9.5 horsepower Evinrude for Steph. In day 1, we put the power head and the 2 outer housings, lower cowlings together. That was a job in itself. So now we're going to move on. And when I left you on day 1, I still hadn't put the 2 bolts in here and here. And I'm going to put those 2 bolts, and then I'm going to stab in the exhaust housing, exhaust hose into where it goes right here. And then we're going to start working on the tiller handle. So let me catch up to that right now. Alright, got a good start. Got that nut tightened here. This nut tightened here. Putting the 2 halves together. Got the exhaust hose threaded through and coming out here. Now we're going to start on the tiller handle. So I'll put the handle in. There's 3, 1, 2, 3 bolts that hold the handle in. I'm going to shove it in here. Shove it in right here. And here, and then there's 3 bolts that attach the handle. And then we're going to put the grip on the handle after. Now this is the interesting part. This design has this linkage right here that's going to connect to this rack and link. That's going to go in here. All this is going to connect together right here. So when the tiller handle moves, it moves this lever here for the throttle. And when we put this the handle in right here, it's going to connect to this right here, so that when you shift it in forward, you can lift the motor. And all of it's going to happen right here and got to be all connected together. So I'm going to start off with the tiller handle right now. Before I put the tiller handle assembly in there, I want to show you something. This shaft, gear and shaft, has got a gap in the teeth. See the teeth right there? Those teeth, alright, are what the rack and pinion is going to line up on. And when you got to thread that in just the right way, otherwise you get a gap when you're trying to throttle up. So just remember that gap right there later when we go to put the rack and pinion in. It's kind of important. Alright, I got the steering arm in with those 3 bolts. Just to show you a kind of a unique feature, there's a lever right here, and it operates the steering arm came in at locked up position. This lever releases that. It also releases it here where the arm can go further down. Arm can move down. So there's a feature here with a lever to adjust the level of the arm. Pretty neat. Alright, so now we're going to put the grip on. Alright, I'm going to show you how to do that now. Here's the pieces involved. I'm going to put the gear shaft in, the spring, this, then the spring, then the arm. Here we go with that. Okay, I got my rack and link installed. Shoved it in there. You remember that gap I was talking about in the gear shaft? When you slip it in and it grabs it, it needs to be able to come all the way down to idle and all the way out wide open, and not hit that gap. That looks about right. Now I'm gonna slip my handle on. Alright, so gotta put the spring in, put the piece here where you push on it. These indentions right here slip in here, and then you got to shove the grip on. But first we got to put the control band on. Alright, and now I'm going to push in, put my spring on, put my piece here, and I'm going to shove my grip on till my screw lines up, and I'm going to screw it in and put the grip on. Alright, got the grip on. Looking good. All this is going to line up. When I put the mag plate on, the mag plate has a bar on it that comes out to here with a tip on it, and all this is going to line up. So now we're going to do the shift lever. Shift lever has got a plastic piece that's got a dot on it that's got to go right in there. I'm gonna do that now. Okay, I got that washer in. Now I'm gonna come with my shift lever. Run it in through here. This is the shift rod that goes down in the gear case. Got to fit that over it. Bring it all the way in. And now this is the device that unlocks the tilt bar when you're going forward. It goes in right on there with this special bolt. Ties all that together. I'm going to do that now. Okay, I got that washer in. Now I'm going to come with my shift lever. Run it in through here. This is the shift rod that goes down in the gear case. Got to fit that over it. Bring it all the way in. And now this is the device that unlocks the tilt bar when you're going forward. It goes in right on there with this special bolt. Ties all that together. I'm going to do that now. Alright, I got my shift lever operational. Got the bolt in. This is that wire that goes down and locks and unlocks the motor so that you can pick it up. When it's in forward, when it's in neutral, it won't pick up. That's the release right there. That's the release cable. Cool. So now we're going to put in the rewind starter. And one thing about these rewind starters, you notice right there, there's a cork gasket that you should change. I'm going to change this one. It's heating up pretty good. That rewind starter is going to drop right in that cylinder down there. There's a bar down there. You can see that this right here has to sit on to stop the spring from turning. And then when you drop it in there, this cork gasket sits right on top of this hole. Believe it or not, there's water that comes up through that tube and gets in the exhaust chamber and the cylinder head and all that. There's a water path right there. If you don't change that cork piece right there, it will leak. So I'm going to change that cork, and we're going to install the rewind starter and then put the rope on it. And here we go. I changed the head bearing gasket, cork gasket, put a new one on. I'm going to set the rewind starter. Remember, you got to straddle that bar down there. I'm going to go in right there. That should do it. And then I'm going to rotate it so it sits right in there. I got 2 bolts to put in, right here and here. Oh, here and here. Tighten her down, and then we're going to do the rope. I'm going to show you the T-mic trip to put the rope around that spool. Here we go with that. All right, time to put the starter rope on it. I'm using this 5/32 starter rope, part number 0772577, and I have a rule of thumb. You should be able to pull the starter rope with your hand touching the motor all the way back to here. So that's how much rope I take out. I'm going to hold it by the end right here, roll it out this far. That's how much rope I'm going to try to put on it. That way you can't break the spring because your rope is long enough, or it's not too long to be able to pull it further. That's my rule of thumb. So I'm going to cut it right here. Burn both ends, and then I'm going to show you how to rewind that spool where you can get it on there. Here we go. Okay, before we put our rope, we have to wind up the spring. So I've got me a large screwdriver. You set it in the top of the spring here and turn it counterclockwise between 17 and 21 times. I like to do it around 19-20 times when the spring gets real tight, and you want to line up the hole for your rope to go through on this spool right here. And then we use this wooden tool that I've made to jam under the pinion gear to hold the pinion gear in place once we've got it wound. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and I got it jammed. Don't jam it too far, just enough to hold it from undoing. Then I took my length of rope, I burn it on the end, and it helps to burn it down in here too so it'll shove through, and I tied a knot in the back end of it. I'm going to take this end and run it through the first hole of the spool, and here it comes out the other side. Alright, pull the knot all the way in tight, and then we're going to come around the back side and we're going to feed it through on this first row here. Feed it through. I'm going to bend it a little bit, curve it a little bit where it'll go through. Okay, I got it all the way through. Now we're going to route it through the eyelet on the front of the motor, and then we're going to tie it off right here. And then we're going to put our handle on. I use these handles. They're Sierra handles 18-4901. Once we got our handle on, I'm going to loosen it around here. I'm going to hold it tight and pull my wedge out. And there it is. Whoop, there it is. Got a perfect rope. Got another line or two down there. I could have used a little more rope on it, but still can't. It's still perfect. All right, that's how you do the rope. And that ends it for day 2. Tomorrow we're gonna do the magneto, carburetor, and flywheel, and the gear case, and we'll be done. See y'all tomorrow on day 3. Thanks for watching the video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, please click on subscribe and tell all your friends about T Mike's Vintage Outboards YouTube channel. Also, I have dozens of links below in the description. You can find my eBay store, all the parts I have in there. You can find my trusted T Mike parts, where I make kits for the fuel pump conversions, for your carburetors, for your magnetos and your gear cases. You also have a link for my mail-in repair service, how to send me your parts to repair and send them back to you. Also a link in there for technical consulting if you need some help with your vintage motors. So I love what I do. I love all the videos that you guys have requested for me to make. Keep the requests coming in, and I'll keep making the videos. And remember, always remember, and never forget, here at T Mike's Vintage Outboards, we're doing it one motor at a time.